Mike, it's been a tough 2009. We do know that platinum prices plunged at the beginning of the year, but they have since recovered. But we do know that also Wesizwe went through a very difficult period indeed, with various changes to the board, including yourself being sacked and then being reinstated, and then I suppose again gathering the reins and getting the business to start going again. Let's begin about that with that matter. Now, how much has it cost the business, and is it finally over?
Godfrey, I think that in any situation of economic stress, when things are good, people get along. When things get stressed, there is conflict within the organisation. And I think this is one of those issues. In terms of the timeframes of our project, I don't think that this issue has really impacted on the timeframes in any way. I think what it did do was to impact on shareholder value in terms of the fact that conflict of this nature really doesn't do a company like this any good.
No, for sure.
And it impacted on our ability to go forward into the market and to promote the company at a time that we really need promotion.
Right, right.
But it hasn't affected the discussions that we were having. It hasn't affected the time frame. We're still waiting for final permissions on our Section 11s with our very exciting deal with Anglo Platinum, which is about to be confirmed. And we're okay. We're back on track. We've got through the difficulties of the board. The board has reconstituted itself under the chairmanship of Dom Mokgobo. We have new board members online, Advocate Moroka, Golile Monsignor, Arthur Machiachidi and others. And we've also reconstituted our executive. We've got Arthur on as an executive financial director, new CFO, and Jacques de Wet.
Yep.
And so the company's picked itself up from this contretemps, and we're moving on.
But Mike, we had 4 months during which board time and management time was sucked up in trying to sort out this mess. Surely there must have been a cost to the company.
The cost of the process was there. There was the direct cost in terms of the forensic audits that needed being doing.
Sure.
But I think that the cost is probably more in terms of shareholder value. There is always a cost, but I think that the cost was not significant in terms of the value of the company and where we are going.
Okay. But now, so management time is now focused on getting the business running. You're saying it didn't affect the time frame of the projects.
No,
well,
it
now
didn't.
We're looking at first production.
Well, the first thing, Godfrey, is that we've got to get our Section 11s from the government for the Anglo Platinum deal. Without the Anglo Platinum deal, what we call our Project Delta, which is the realignment of boundaries in the Western Bushveld joint venture with Platinum Group Metals of Canada, Anglo Platinum and ourselves, we really can't move forward, and that is imminent. And so we will be moving forward. We have our discussions on the table, and we're strong.
So that's on the JV with Anglo Platinum and Platinum Group Metals. What about on your main core project?
The core project is effectively oven ready.
I've been trying to learn how to pronounce it. I failed, so I'll give
This is the Frischgewach Leder core project.
Okay.
It's oven ready. We've completed our exploration. We've completed our bankable feasibility studies. We're in discussions about funding for the project. So really, we are waiting on certain government permissions, and then the project can move ahead.
When do you anticipate you'll get those?
They are imminent, as we've said. And
you don't want to try and prejudge the process, I can understand.
We can't. Bureaucracy has got to take its course.
I like the way you put that. But at the same time, we also have money being sunk into the business, because we're going through the numbers now, and I say, I mean, we talk operationally for 2009, gross expenditure coming in at 74.6 million, and now that's versus 183 the previous year. So it's come down slightly, but at the same time, the operational loss, 38.9 million versus 27.8. So, I mean, you're not about to run out of money, because I see you've got drawdown facilities, 550 million rand, so the money is still there. But the concern is that when will it start actually getting the business to work again, to work normally?
With the conclusion of Project Delta, we can go and get our funding, and when we get the funding, we can start building. We can literally mobilize the project very quickly once we have the funding in place, and that is contingent on the conclusion of Project Delta. As far as the losses are concerned, you must understand that as we've gone through the exploration program, the reduction in capital spending was really the conclusion of our long lead item purchase program. You will see that our operational expenditure is pretty much the same, but the increased loss is a function of the fact that as our cash resources have depleted with the long lead purchase program, our interest income has gone down as well.
Yeah.
And so that has actually created the loss situation.
Yeah. Whether, of course, those losses eventually get wired up is dependent on the Rand Platinum price or Platinum Group Metals price that you're going to get. You're very bullish on it.
We are, but you must also understand that our value, we're a growth company in the sense that we still have to go into production. So the perceived losses that you see are in fact sunk investment in creating value for the mine to go into production. So we're not interested in the platinum prices now. We're interested in the platinum prices from 2013, 2014 on, when we would expect to hit our first production, provided that the project goes ahead during the course of this year or early next year.
Are you worried about the Rand exchange rate against the dollar?
That is the biggest problem that we have right now, is that a project of this nature is most sensitive to the Rand-dollar exchange rate.
Absolutely. Mark Solomon, CEO.